I'm Lena, been in sales longer than I'd care to admit. Worked my way up to the big leagues, head of sales at this place everyone's heard of, but nobody really knows what they do. Life was all about the hustle, making those numbers dance. Then, this MLM gig landed in my lap. Sounded like a load of bull at first, but I gave it a shot. Turns out, I was pretty darn good at it. Made a killing, but you wouldn't know it looking at my place or my car. Modesty's my middle name, I guess. One mundane Tuesday, doing laundry in the basement of my building, that's when I ran into Alex. Guy looked lost, holding a pink, frilly dress in one hand and a detergent bottle in the other. Picture this, a big, burly dude, probably in his early 40s, looking like he's about to enter a war zone with a washing machine. "Hey, you got a minute?" he asked, scratching his head. "Which one of these will get grass stains out?" My daughter's a bit of a tomboy, keeps sliding into home base in her Sunday best. I couldn't help but laugh. "That one," I pointed at the non-toxic, organic stuff. "Works wonders and won't turn her into a mutant." He chuckled, his eyes lighting up. "Thanks. I'm Alex, by the way." Alex and the mutant making stains. "Lena," I said, offering a handshake. "First time handling the laundry?" I teased. He sighed, a mix of exhaustion and amusement. "Feels like it. My daughter, Mia, she's 8. Full of life and stubborn as a mule. I'm a surgeon, so I can reattach a limb, no sweat. But this?" He waved at the machines like they were alien technology. "Might as well be rocket science." Our chat was cut short when his phone buzzed, a reminder of some dad duty, no doubt. But he paused, looking back at me. "Listen, Lena, would you? I mean, could I maybe get your number? For laundry advice. Strictly professional, of course." "Sure," I said, scribbling my number on a piece of paper. "But only if you promise to share your secret on reattaching limbs. Never know when that could come in handy." He laughed, pocketing the number. "Deal. Thanks, Lena. Really. That should have been it, a one-off laundry room meet, cute. But life's funny like that. Next thing I know, we're bumping into each other at the grocery store, then grabbing coffee, and then dinner. Alex was different, a genuine guy who cared deeply about Mia. Watching him be a dad was something else. Made my heart do somersaults, which was new for me. Our dates weren't fancy, far from it. We'd find ourselves arguing over the best pizza topping or which movie to watch. It was real. One night, over burnt popcorn and a movie neither of us was watching, he looked at me, really looked at me, and said, "Lena, I don't know what this is or where it's going, but I'm in if you are." "Yeah," I replied, my voice softer than I intended. "I'm in, too." Things moved fast after that. Before I knew it, he was on one knee in that same laundry room where we first met, holding out a ring that was probably too expensive for a place that smelled like fabric softener and old socks. It was perfect. "I know this place isn't much," he started, his voice steady but his hands shaking just a bit. "But it's where I found the most amazing woman. Lena, will you marry me?" I didn't even let him finish. Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. Looking back, it was like a dream. A simple, unexpected meeting that changed everything. Who knew laundry day could turn your life upside down? Before tying the knot, I made a big move into Alex's place, where he lived with his 8-year-old whirlwind, Mia. My own apartments? Rented them out, a little detail Alex wasn't privy to. It was a practical move, keeping my investments working while I dived into this new domestic bliss. So, there we were one night, kitchen chaos from a stab at homemade pizza, when Alex dropped the P word. "Lena, we gotta chat. 'Bout something serious," he said, scraping a burnt crust off the pan. One evening, over a hastily thrown together dinner of spaghetti and meatballs, Alex brought up the subject I never thought would come into our little bubble of happiness. "So, Lena," he started, twirling spaghetti around his fork like he was gearing up for something big. I've been thinking, about us, about the future. I nodded, my stomach nodding. Yeah, me too. He took a deep breath, setting his fork down. I think we should talk about getting a prenup. I choked on my meatball. A prenup? I managed to cough out. Yeah, he said, rushing to pour me a glass of water. Hear me out, okay? It's not that I don't trust you or anything. It's just practical, With Mia and everything, I gotta think about her future too. I took a sip of water, trying to collect my thoughts. Alex, I get it. It's just, I never saw us as that couple, The ones who plan their divorce before they're even married. He reached across the table, taking my hand. Lena, it's not like that. It's just a safety net, for both of us. You're killing it with your business, and I've got my practice. It's about protecting what we've both worked so hard for. I could see the logic in his words, but it stung. And what about us? What are we working towards? Doesn't this feel like we're betting against us making it? Alex squeezed my hand tighter. Hey, no way. I'm all in, Lena. This is just paperwork, a formality. I'm betting everything on us. But let's be smart, too. For Mia, for any future kids we might have. The way he included potential future kids in his argument, it softened me. Okay, let's do this smart then. But no cold lawyers. We make this agreement about us, our family. He smiled, that grin that always made me melt. Deal. We'll make it the most romantic prenup ever. How's that? Romantic prenup. I laughed. Now, there's something you don't hear every day. The next few weeks were a blur of meetings with lawyers and notaries, making sure our prenup was ironclad yet fair. Alex was right, it was practical, especially considering our unique financial situations. Still, it wasn't the most romantic lead-up to a wedding. But we made it work, sneaking in dates between meetings, laughing over the absurdity of discussing asset division over dinner. Finally, with the prenup signed and safely filed away, we could focus on the wedding. It was a small affair, just close friends and family. Mia was the flower girl, of course, stealing the show. The day was perfect, filled with laughter, tears, and a sense of unity. As we danced our first dance, Alex whispered in my ear, "See, we're making it. The prenup's just a piece of paper. This," he gestured around the room, "is real life." I smiled, resting my head on his shoulder. Yeah, this is us. For better or worse. But even in that perfect moment, I couldn't shake off a tiny voice in the back of my head. Was the prenup a sign of things to come, a crack in our foundation? Or was it just us being adults, facing reality head-on? Over time, our home life was a bit off-kilter. Alex threw himself into work, leaving me to juggle running the house, helping Mia with her homework, and squeezing in my own work from a makeshift office in the corner of our bedroom. Early on, I floated the idea to Alex about him starting his own practice. I could see the potential, it made sense with my knack for business and his medical expertise. Alex, have you ever thought about opening your own clinic? You'd be great, and we could manage it together, I suggested one evening, trying to keep the conversation light yet serious. He barely looked up from his plate, his fork pausing midair. Lena, drop it. I'm a surgeon, not some entrepreneur. And you're just a housewife, what do you know about running a business like that? His words stung. Just a housewife? Really, Alex? I've run a successful business for years. I know what I'm talking about. He scoffed, shaking his head. Let's not pretend your little MLM thing is the same as starting a medical practice. Stay out of it. I bit back a sharper reply. It wasn't worth the argument. But it hurt, being belittled like that, especially considering what I'd achieved on my own. As time went on, Alex's mood soured further. He'd come home late, reeking of alcohol, ranting about how the younger doctors were out to get him, stealing his surgeries, his prestige. I tried to talk to him, to find out what was really going on, to help. Alex, drinking like this.